Hello and welcome to A Cup of Conversation. I think you can tell by the screening shot that we are actually celebrating Christmas here at BRT in Lefkoshire, and we are enjoying a lovely programme with two very special people. In the studio today in Lefkoshire, I have Wendy Anderson. She's the chairman of the North Cyprus Cancer Charity Trust. And we have also Mother Christmas next to her, the lovely Marion Stuart. So today we'll be talking about the recent fair that was held at Pier Bella Hotel in Gidney, and also about the charity itself, which is very, very important. First of all, ladies, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Now let's start with you, Wendy. Wendy, it's such a pleasure to have you here in the studios of BRTK.
Thank you.
I know it's not always easy to find time from your busy schedule to come here. I know you're a very busy lady. I know it's not always easy to be in front of the cameras and the microphones, but you are here now finally, and I appreciate your time and effort today. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now we met, I think, well, maybe a couple of years back at an event organised for the NCCCT, and that was ticket trading.
Yeah, it wasn't actually an event organised for the NCT. It was actually Tigger Trading's party for their clients.
Yeah.
We were lucky enough, I helped them the very first year of knowing Tigger. I helped it was going to be put on for Children in Need to raise money. And what they did, they picked a charity. Children in Need was the first one. I helped them sell raffle tickets. And then for the past 3 out of 4 years, we've been lucky enough to be the charity of choice for the night.
Yes,
yeah?
And this year, because I was invited by Tony from Ticket Trading to compare the night. Lots of entertainment, lots of wonderful people there. And this year you were there in your full capacity as the chairman, because you actually took over as chairman when?
It was towards the end of March, beginning of April, and the Tigger party was put on towards the end of May, in the middle of May, towards the end of May. So that was my first big thing. Yeah,
the first showing of Wendy as the chairman.
Yes.
And it was a wonderful event, and
Brilliant.
A big thank you to all the supporters of the association, of the charity, and also, of course, the Tigger Trading.
Yeah, Tigger this year, the first year we did it, we managed to raise 7,500. The second year that we were gifted it, we raised 10.5. This year, it was 15,500 TL. Just on the night.
Amazing.
Yeah, brilliant.
Just by being there,
just doing a raffle.
selling raffle tickets.
Yeah, and also obviously Friends of Tigger, they gave us prizes to donate into the raffle anyway. So it was absolutely brilliant. Thank you, Tigger's family.
Thank you to them, yes. I want to ask you, Wendy, how long have you been associated with the North Cyprus Cancer Charity Trust?
It's 5 years as of now. Yes, I moved to Cyprus 5 years this last April. Had the holiday period, as you do, enjoying the lifestyle. Then I decided I'd got to find something to do. One of my friends used to help in the charity shop Heartbeat by the hospital, and they said one day, why don't you come along? And that was it. I loved it.
And you haven't looked back ever since?
No.
And you took over from Angela Hassman as chairman.
Yeah.
I know the lovely Angela. I've interviewed her over the years, many, many years ago. And so now, obviously, it's very different for you to be, you know, at the head of the group. Although I know you got lots of support. I saw Angela and friends at the recent fair that we had at Pier Bella. So it's still a very much, you know,
there's been a lot of changes within the committee this year. Some people have been helping the charity 4 years, decided for different reasons, enough's enough, but they are still there with us. They, you know, the NCCCT is still a big part of them, and we appreciate all their help.
Yeah, fantastic, well done. And Marion, let's say hello to you once again. Hasn't been long since you were last in the studio, but it's good to have you back.
About a month ago.
This time as Mother Christmas.
Yes.
And you got me dressed up as an elf.
Yeah, well, that took a lot of research. I mean, if thanks are due, it's to Tesco's and Primark in the UK for outfitting you so beautifully. But as soon as I saw that T-shirt, that's done. Yeah.
Thank you very much. I mean, thank you for inviting me to be part of the event. I mean, it was such a wonderful day. We'll talk more about that in a minute. But Marion, what's your involvement with the trust? I mean, have you been involved in any way before the event on Saturday?
Well, No, I've always been around since I again came to the island. I think my first initiation was a coffee morning, which was held in Linda Smith's house. And I remember going with my husband Alan and my stepson David. I think that was the first time we ever did. And of course, when I subsequently became a reporter, I went to all the functions so that I could do a bit of PR for them, because I feel that it's a very important charity. So over the years, I'm very friendly with Angela, and I've always tried to support her. And now I want to support Wendy, because I'm very aware that people go first for children and animals, and to raise money for sick adults isn't exactly a priority. So it's very important, I feel, that as a member of the public, I'm as supportive as I can. They've never asked me to be on committee, which I'm quite grateful for.
Excuse me. The time might be nigh.
Yeah, well, whatever. Of course, summertime is not the best time for me to serve on committees. But yeah, so I've sort of been involved. I'm just one of those, there was a song that I used to sing. It's, I'm just a girl who can't say no. So when it comes to charity and someone asks me to do something, then yeah, okay.
Yeah, same here. I mean, this year I've been a genie and an elf within the space of
yes, because we could
month.
reword the song. You're just a lad that can't say no.
Yes, I am.
Because you've got a big heart.
I can't say no. And anything that we can do to support wonderful charities like the North Cyprus Cancer Trust is a job well done for us. We love all of the charities here. Now, Wendy, I would like to ask you. You said that after your little holiday honeymoon period here when you first moved out over 5 years ago, you wanted to work, you wanted to support the charity. Did you do any charity work back in the UK?
Yes, I did. I used to be a home visitor for the RSPCA originally. That was sort of going in, people used to go to the animal shelters, select an animal before the RSPCA would allow them to take the animal home. They used to send someone like me in to do a home check, and then if it was accepted, yes or a no, I used to go in again about 6 weeks later just to make sure everything was okay. Any problems?
Can I just say that if anybody doesn't know what you do, there is currently on Animal Planet a series of programs about the RSPCA in UK, and one does get to see just what people such as yourself actually do.
I used to enjoy that. But then I was diagnosed with cancer in 2000. We got through it, 6-year period. They said goodbye to me, we're here if you need us. And back in the UK is a system of when ladies are of a certain age, every 3 years you are invited in to have a mammogram. So I'd been under the care of City Hospital in Nottingham for 6 years. They'd got me through it, thankfully. So they didn't want to see me again for 3 years. When I went back in 2009, I had it again. So that was 2 bouts of cancer in a space of, So the second time was even worse than the first time, but we got through it again. I had to have really heavy radiotherapy, hormone treatment. The girls used to say to me when I was laid on that table, where do you go to? Because I used to go off in a zone after, obviously, the operation, 3 operations. My fantasy favourite dream place I've ever been to is the Maldives. So I used to be laid on that slab and I was listening to that sea and I was gone on that beach in my little beach hut. But no, everything's good. That really speeded the decision for us to come out to find the life here in North Cyprus. Because you never know what is going to walk round that corner.
No. You never do. What amazing story. I never knew that about you. So very interesting that story.
No? What is interesting also is that ladies of an even different certain age are no longer invited to have a mammogram. There's an upper age limit.
I believe it's 70, but you can ask.
Yeah, I know you can.
You can ask for it.
So that's quite interesting because, when you said that you were working for the RSPCA and working with animals, maybe here you could have gone to any animal group.
I did to start with, and I still do.
They still do. But obviously now, we know the story. I think cancer also has something that touches your heart.
I did start when I was sort of okay again. I started working in the local cancer shop in Newark, where I come from. So I did all that, and then coming out here, obviously, I've ended up. I brought 2 spaniels with me from England. Now I've got 6. 4 of them rescue dogs, as you do.
As you do.
And I've been lucky enough to be able to rehome lots more. Yeah.
Great. So that's sort of like a story about, you know, your involvement with the group. Tell us a bit about the North Cyprus Cancer Charity Trust, because there might be a bit of confusion out there now. I mean, it's been a long time since I've actually had an interview with anybody from the trust. It's been years since I've had anybody in the studio. And on the flip side of that, with Tulips, they've been in quite a lot with, you know, obviously with our link with Razia Kojesmal, who is the head of the association. But it's very different, but all works together, because while they deal with maybe the people, you know, one-to-one and helping anybody, be it locals or expats, with dealing with cancer here, your group, I think, you know, is very, very important, because the fact is that you actually do a lot of work raising money for equipment. Is that right?
Our aim is to help the local hospitals. I've had a chat with Angela, obviously, because we've recently done a radio programme with Denise.
Yes.
So I had to get my facts up to date. In the past, it was Lefkosha Hospital as well, the oncology units. We provided thousands of pounds worth of equipment for patients there. In the later years, it seems to have been more concentrated on Gurney State Hospital. What's happened in the past is it's now Dr. Sally who is in charge of the hospital. What he has asked the government for and has got a negative, he then contacts us and says, have you got the money to buy us this equipment? We need it. You know, we try our best. We made a big purchase at the beginning of this year, and we presented this piece of equipment that actually cost us 65,000, well, over 65,000 English pounds.
Wow.
That took a lot out of the charity pot.
Yes, it must have.
Yeah, it really did.
With the exchange rates as well,
yeah,
very
it
high.
really did. But it was a piece of equipment for the operating theatres. Endoscopes was involved in it. I didn't really understand it, but it was told to us that operating times would have been reduced by at least 1/3. So that was obviously helping the patients. It was taking them away from the risk of being under anaesthetic for so long.
Yeah.
And it was to do with diagnosis, it was to do with treatment. Surgeons and doctors at that presentation were actually in tears.
Amazing.
It isn't that the trouble these days. The more we progress with possible answers, the more expensive the equipment becomes in order to help people.
Yeah.
So, and going back to this cancer charity thing, the number of people to whom I speak who think it's all one and the same.
Yeah.
And I always say, no, Tulips deals with people and the trust deals with the machinery to help people.
Yeah.
But it's amazing, even today, people who've been here for a long time still think that it's one and the same.
Yeah. Obviously, I mean, you know, not everyone knows everything. Because you work in the media, you've worked in the media and you were covering events, you know the difference. And the same with me. But it's a natural thing to assume, you know, when you think about all the different charities there are out there, sometimes you might get confused. And that's why it's good to have you here today to talk about the more serious side. Now, I gather from what you're saying is that you don't give the money over, you actually buy the equipment, don't you?
No, we actually source the equipment. All the doctors have to go through Dr. Sally. That is the rule now. At one time, I think the trust was being sort of people coming in, doctors coming in, can you? That's been ruled out now. They all have to go through the request with Dr. Sally. He contacts us. We have a meeting, all of us, the committee. We discuss it. If we've got the money, if we agree with what they've asked for us to buy, we buy the equipment. We don't hand over money.
Yeah, that's very important to know. And that's probably the best way, isn't it?
It
is. Know, so that you know exactly, you know, that the money that you've given is going to the equipment that is really needed.
Well, we are asking our customers of the 2 charity shops, Heartbeat and The Hut, we are asking them for the money, whatever we sell. I mean, we sell what we're given by them. They then buy offers. It's their money that's actually buying that equipment. You know, it's got to be justified. We can't just hand over cash. We need to be able to tell them where it's gone and show them where it's gone.
Very important, very good to know that.
I think another challenge to all charities here at the moment is that just about anything you buy is in euros or sterling.
Yeah.
And with the exchange rate having gone as it is, you are disadvantaged in how far your money actually goes. I mean, for me, it's fabulous. It means that my pension money is worth more, but the other way around, it's not so.
And mine, Mrs.
We always say that on the radio, let's tempt our international listeners to come over to spend all your lovely money, because you get lots of Turkish lira for that, money that you have.
For now.
But on a serious note, so we talked very briefly about Tigger and their wonderful annual event that they have, which also supports your charity, or has been supporting your charity for the past few years.
But we never expect it. If we do get invited.
Come on.
Honestly.
But this is
family connection there.
But this is something that is organised, that is independent of what you do during the year.
They give that to us.
They give that to you. That's a donation for you. Recently, we had a lovely fair at Pia Bella.
Yes.
And I suppose that was really your highlight of your year, because obviously Christmas is such a lovely time. Lots of people coming together, stalls, stands, food, drink, presents. So tell us a bit about, I mean, Pia Bella is a wonderful location. And I think, it's a very popular central hotel in the centre of Guinea, where anyone west or east of Guinea can come and meet in the middle.
That's why in the past, I mean, Pia Bella's been very good to us. I don't know how many years, but I know for all the years that I've been working with the charity, we've always had the Christmas fair, market, whatever you want to call it, at the Pia Bella. But unfortunately this year there's been a lot of alterations to the Pia Bella. In the past, I can remember last year and the year before, it was the old dining room area, which was a huge room. One year, we actually had all the market stalls inside the room, as well as all the guests sitting in there. So it was more of a contained space to create a lovely Christmas atmosphere. That's now being turned into the new casino. So that was out of bounds for us this year. The new layout did cause us some problems, because we are the little charity. I think if there was 10 of us to police, to work, to look after on the day, other than me actually grabbing guests, customers, please, can you come and give us a hand? It did cause us problems. I mean, you were selling raffle tickets for us, you and Mother Christmas. And it was an awful large area to cover.
It was more challenging than the previous year.
To be fair to the hotel and to you, it's not easy to organise anything like this at all.
No, it's
not. You need to know on the day. I mean, for instance, it could have been raining.
Exactly.
I mean, we had bad weather, but it was a lovely day that day. And you can never judge or tell.
I mean, if we'd have known it was going to be such a beautiful day, we could have maybe thought about having it all outside, using the stage area maybe, concentrating on the outside bar. But then good friends of the charity who come in and buy from the charity shops, they'd actually requested, oh please let us be inside to have the tea, coffee and cake. We like to sit inside. If we want to go outside, we've got the choice. So we tried to please both people, the ones that wanted to be indoors, the one, we had Werner. He did he was our music man. I mean, I even had to rope in his lovely wife Geraldine to come and help us on the stall. And
I know I got a cupcake from her, a green one, and we shared it with Marion.
But the people are so lovely.
I have to say that, I mean, I enjoyed the atmosphere. I was a little bit late there that day because I had to leave my son to a lesson and then drive down and meet you guys. But I was amazed. I thought it was a lovely atmosphere. Obviously,
we were pleased.
I can't compare it to other years. I can't compare it to other markets or fairs, but I thought it was a very good atmosphere. I love the fact that you had Father Christmas and the tree and everyone was taking photographs, lots of great photo opportunities, looked very, very colourful.
Well, it's always been a tradition. I mean, Angela knows the story better than me. We've always put a Christmas tree up in the Pia Bella, the charity, as a thank you to them for us having the venue. So we put it up this year, and we'd had donated 2 giant lifestyle teddy bears. Yeah, so we dressed them up, chair either side, chair for Santa. The week before we'd gone in to dress the Christmas tree, to dress the corner, select where we're going. Those 2 teddy bears had already been sold to members of the staff of Pia Bella. They are now laying on one of the waitresses' bed, one of them, and the girls and boys who worked there, they loved it. They were helping us dress the tree. They were all involved. It was fabulous. It was fabulous.
It is good. It is good. And I think that also the stallholders who had their stalls there, I thought it was a great range of items to buy, you know, from all the knickknacks and everything to handmade goods, to food and drink, you know, lots of preserves and jams and chutneys. And
that is the difference with our Christmas fair and Christmas market.
Yeah.
We invite other stallholders. We are not just selling our charity. We have our charity stalls. There were 8 stalls selling our stuff, plus Liz ran a tombola stall, 2 tables. All the others were invited, and what they do, they pay us a small amount of money to the charity for standing, having the table, and then it's down to them. They sell their own wares, but people love that. It's like it is a Christmas market. Yeah.
Roughly how much, now that the event's over, it's nearly a week since the event, well, when this programme is aired, it'll be a week after the event.
Yeah.
Do we have rough figures at the moment for how much you made on that day?
On the actual morning, we've raised just over 13,000 TL.
Very good. Just from one morning.
Just from one morning.
It wasn't actually very long when you think about it. I mean, it was started at 11, finished about 1:30.
Although a lot of people, you put a time in Northern Cyprus. You open the doors at 10, they'll be there at 9:30.
Yeah.
We'd put 11 to try and help the hotel because we wanted to be inside for teas and coffees.
Yeah.
We had to allow guests to finish the breakfast.
Yeah.
So it's all like a machine working.
Yeah.
But people were coming through the doors just 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah, and because there's so many entrances in the Pia Bella, we did find it hard to police, but hey-ho.
Well,
it was a brilliant morning.
It's a learning curve as well for everyone.
It is, it's a learning curve.
And I mean, people like Marion, who are so lovely and generous, giving time up. I mean, you know, she was there looking wonderful as she is today at the moment with her Mother Christmas outfit. But obviously you were there. I like the slippers, by the way.
I brought my husband. That's a sort of my husband in disguise, because he's far too busy with the other elves at the moment.
Yes, of course. But you gave up your time, actually, for a serious thing, to sell raffle tickets. You weren't there just to look good. You were there to do a job. I was just running around being stupid. But Marion, I mean,
we made a good team.
You've seen different fairs over the years, reporting.
And in different countries.
What do you think about the fairs that are actually being organised at the moment? Because, you know, they are great fundraisers for the charity.
Yeah, they are. Having experienced lots of trust ones and lots of car ones, which are the biggest 2, all the others are sort of smaller. Mind you, small is beautiful, but if you're looking at the sort of bigger ones, I would say that, I don't know what Car thinks, but I would say that the new layout at Pia Bella does not lend itself as much as the earlier layouts did to a sense of Christmas atmosphere. I mean, we were supposed to be singing carols round the tree. Well, there was no space. You couldn't get people, and the loudspeakers positioned in such a way that it didn't reach out into the garden. So they're all little things that can detract from what you're trying to achieve.
We'll learn from.
So that's all right. When I used to organise things in the past, particularly in a Kentish village where I lived, I took over from a lovely lady who was moving away, and she always had a little book with the good, the bad and the ugly, so that the following year you could make any changes that would make it bigger, better, happier and more effective. And here, there are so many charities now going over the same pockets. It's also more difficult now to get big raffle prizes. The money's not there. The whole economy has changed. And the people that you've got living here has changed from, say, 10 years ago, 15 years ago. Because what year was it that Canon Arthur Ryder started the trust? In the 1980s?
1988.
88. I wasn't here then. But it's definitely grown into a big oak tree from his little acorn.
Of course.
But sometimes it
I
needs pruning.
I admire all the hard work, because it really is. I mean, when you came in with your team for Denise's radio interview, I mean, you are just, you know, a group of people volunteering your time, your efforts to the charity, and it's not easy. As you said, you might have, you know, problems with trying to man all the doors or to get everyone to do, you know, to have everything covered. Yeah. Does that mean, Wendy, do you think that you could do with more in the new year? Maybe we can call out for a plea for more volunteers?
Please. Yes, please. I've already posted on our NCCCT Facebook page. Obviously, I'm doing write-ups. Even if we've got the 2 charity shops, as we say, Heartbeat by the hospital, the Little Hut behind the post office.
But I must interject there, those 2 shops are doing fantastically well.
Okay,
absolutely fantastic.
Let's now pause and talk about these shops. So we have 2 shops, the Heartbeat shop.
Heartbeat shop by the side of the hospital.
Yes, we're talking about Gideon Hospital, in the centre of town. There's a Heartbeat shop. What happens there?
Right, well, what happens there? We're open Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday mornings. People bring us donations in. There's a team of us, maybe two on a morning, 3, 4 on a morning. We did close it at the end of January because there was a change of volunteers and things going off, so we decided to close it. Paint it, refurbish it, bring it back up a little bit. We reopened it, I think it was March, 3rd week of March, I believe we reopened it. And it's going from strength to strength. We can't actually cope sometimes. Liz, who sat there watching me now pulling faces, she's one of the volunteers.
Hi, Liz.
That works in the shop. She does 3 mornings a week. I split myself up between the 2 shops. The shop, the Hut, is the same format, but it's a lot smaller shop. Heartbeat gets the footfall from the hospital, so you get local people, you get mainlanders, you get a lot of different nationalities coming in Heartbeat, whereas the Hut, which is wedged between the library, Kyrenia Library and the BRS, tend to get more expats. It's a different clientele, but they're both good, and they are a good turnover,
Could I ask a silly question here? Obviously, I remember when I first went to the Hut, it was on Saturday mornings and nice weather, and you sat outside and had a coffee, and that's pretty much the same tradition. But what if it was one shop that was open every day? In other words, the volunteers would not have to be split. They could take shifts in the one shop. Do you think that would deplete income?
Right, okay, we've tried to cover it. I've had to reduce the openings of the Hut because of lack of volunteers.
Precisely.
Right, but at the moment, Heartbeat's opened 4 days. It's closed on a Wednesday and it's closed at weekends, whereas the Hut is open on a Wednesday and it's open on a Saturday. So other than a Sunday, each day of the week, one shop is open. That's why. So it's 4 to Heartbeat, 4 to the Hut. When the Heartbeat is shut, the Hut's open, and vice versa. Yeah.
Is it only just donation of clothes, or are there
anything? We sell any. It's bric-a-brac, or children's toys, electrical equipment, household items. What we do, we sort through it. Some is very, very good, really good donations. Obviously, we do get not so good donations. What we do try to do is not waste anything. We bag up what we call softies. They go to KR for bedding for the shelter up at Buffavento. Also other animal charities or ladies that do help the animals in the background. If they've taken on strays off and they're nursing, we provide bedding, soft things for them. We've also helped other charities. I know Claire Lamb has been on the radio station. She raises money for the special needs school. Stock that we've tried to sell that's not all of a sudden, that's not sold for us to be able to get new stock out, to give our customers something new to look at. I bag things up, it's taken over to Claire, she can then try and resell it. A different audience she's selling to, so that's raising money for her, for the children. If she can't sell it, she's got a contact that actually those clothes are distributed amongst villagers in that area. Marion has come up with a new charity now that we're trying to help for the homeless.
That was through somebody.
That is based.
And that's where they've got 3 different shops. You met one of the guys.
He actually had a stall at the Christmas market.
I met him.
And I mean, that's another area of help that I think is much needed, and that's for those that mainly settlers here, where, say, the husband has not been able to get work, so he goes back to Turkey, leaving wife and children with nothing. So this, which was the brainchild of Rabia, forgotten the surname now, so they've got 3 shops, Famagusta, Lefkoşa, Girne, where you can buy stuff, or where people who are in need of clothes can go in and select stuff for themselves. They even provide powdered milk for babies, nappies, a very much needed extra.
But it's good that the charities are working together.
Absolutely.
And helping each other.
You know,
I mean, a lot of people don't know the Trust do that.
Yeah.
But I would sooner give it to somebody to make use of something that's being given to us than just get a bin bag and put it in the dustbin. No, we do not try and do that.
Which is very kind of your trust, of you, because, you know, sometimes you might say, well, this is given to me and I'll keep it and use it for something else. But, you know, everyone should work together.
Yeah.
And so, you know, you are really an example to everyone else. And I hope that people who are watching very, very closely now, and if you are thinking of supporting a charity, please do so in the new year. 2018 is just around the corner, and you never know, God forbid, where you might need to knock on a charity's door. So it could be any charity. It could be for cancer, it could be for children, for adults, for animals. Please do support charities here in the charity. Lovely people doing wonderful work. Now, so aside from your shops, and aside from the events we've already covered, I know recently you also had a Christmas party at the fairs, didn't you?
We did.
Was that a first for the Trust?
Yes, that was a very first Christmas party. I wanted to use the fairs for something when I sort of took over, because I live just above the village of Chautauqua anyway. Oh. So the fairs is sort of one of my... I love the Sunday roast.
And it's very gorgeous now, doesn't it, with its red interior and all the trees up.
Christmas time is very special at the fairs, isn't it? I mean, they do go with all the beautiful Christmas trees and things. So I came up with the idea, approached them, spoke to Hyle, spoke to Lorraine. We came up with the idea of a charity's Christmas party. I approached Dominic Holmes.
I know Dominic.
Yes, Dominic Holmes.
He was at the Tigger party this year.
That's right. Well, that's where I heard him, and everybody was amazed by him, you know. Yeah, he's amazing. Fingers crossed. I spoke to him, and he very kindly offered to sing for us for the charity, also, we needed a DJ. One of the girls who live out Alston-Jack, Carsiac away, lapped away. They knew of Dave Mancini. They approached him. He very kindly said yes. Hyle offered up Sadie, who is the resident singer at the fairs. They were our 3 entertainers, and they had us singing, dancing, boogieing, bopping all night long. They really did. Great. It was a brilliant atmosphere.
So hopefully an annual event now for you.
Well, people are asking when is the next one. They can't believe we've never ever done one before, but, you know, it's okay saying doing it, but then it's the work put into organising it. But it was, thank you. It was lovely.
Wendy, on a personal note, since you took over as chairman, I mean, it's nice to be part of the association for 4 or 5 years. Now that you have all the pressure, when I say pressure, you know, you are leading everyone. Everyone is looking to you. I know that you all work together very well. You've got a great team supporting you. How have you taken over the job? Are you happy and confident? Are you... what have you got planned for the near future now that 2018 is around the corner?
I've got to be honest, and Marion does know, because she chairs the AGM meetings for us each year, don't you? And she does know at the time I didn't want the job. I honestly didn't want the job. I am hands-on. I love the jobs. I love working with people. I love working with the others. I love working in the shops. That's me. That's Wendy. I'm not one of these people who wants to be out there in a face, Okay.
I know it took me a long time to get you in the studio, a long time. But thanks to Marion, I think we got you in.
But no, I don't see it. I said that I am not the charity. Honestly, I'm not the charity. We are the charity. The team is the charity. That's why I asked if I could bring as many with me for the radio. You know, it's not me. It really isn't me. We all work hard.
But obviously, with your name there as the chairman, people are obviously knowing your name now.
Yeah.
I always knew of Angela Hassman. Now I'll know Wendy Anderson as NCCCT. And hopefully, I know it's very difficult. Once you give your hand, they take the arm. I know it's very, very difficult to sit back as well, because, you know, once you're passionate about something, you want to do it well, you want to do it good, and you can't sit back. I mean, you couldn't even come in the day of the radio to the TV
because I got the festival.
Because you had the festival organised, and we did the radio on a Monday to accommodate you before the event. And I know it's very, very difficult. And I'm sure everyone is appreciative of all the efforts of, you know, all your friends, all your workers, all the people who are supporting you. We do need more, don't we?
Oh, we do need more.
How can somebody now who's watching out there, who wants to get involved, how can they contact you now?
They can ring my number. They can go on the NCCCT Facebook page, leave me a message there. They can come into the hut. They can come into Heartbeat.
Are you there at the hut?
I work the hut.
Or someone's there?
No, I work the hut on a Tuesday and a Saturday morning, and I work the Heartbeat on a Friday morning. But any of the girls, any of the team would take details, take a number. I would then get in touch.
So even if you could just do one morning a day...
It's not even if they don't fancy working in the shops. If, say, we've got the next coffee morning coming up on the 7th of February at the Merit Royal Premium, that's going to be a big one for us. If they fancied just coming to help us at the event, that would be much appreciated.
So what do you think is the greatest need, apart from volunteers?
I think
a regular commitment, or a slot in at the end of a telephone call in desperation. What do you think works best?
Or sponsorship, maybe. I think maybe
we've got no sponsors at all.
No, it doesn't work that way.
Do you want to take the opportunity now to say thank you to anybody who you would like to say thank you to over the past few months?
Well, I'm thinking, I'd made a list obviously earlier on. We've not mentioned, which was another first for our charity, in June, Gurney Bellady kindly lent us the amphitheatre, and a choir from England came over, the Blackburn People's Choir.
Yes.
They came over and did a concert for us. Now, we didn't hard sell it. We advertised it as a picnic by the sea with music. It could have been better attended, close to about 200 people there, but it was a beautiful evening, it was a beautiful night. We had Olga, one of the volunteers who used to be on the committee with us, she still helped in the background. We had her two beautiful children shaking buckets. You know, it was a lovely night. That was we're trying to find new things, because we are so small and small of people. We know we can't compete. It's not compete, but we can't take on too much big venues. We've got to realise what we can cope with and what we can work it.
Of course. But that means that hopefully in 2018 and in future years,
hopefully we will
with
get
more people, maybe things can get bigger and better.
I mean, this year we've had the first year, I believe, was Savoy. Unfortunately, I wasn't very well, so I couldn't work it. That was January. Then we had the changeover and everything else. We were going to be at the Rocks. Rocks was being refurbished, so we didn't have a coffee morning, I think, until it was Mountain View came up trumps for us. Then the girls organised 3 Easter events. I think there was the Wild Duck, Ella Bar at Tolga's, which other one? Black Olive, that was another one. They did 3 Easter events for us. Then we went on to Tigger, then we went on to the concert, then Panta in Chautauqua did a coffee morning, then we had a break, then we came back again with a beautiful coffee morning at the Malpass that led us into the Fez, that led us into Pier Bella.
Right.
That was been some year.
It's been a year.
It's been
come on, how are you going to beat that?
Oh, we're going to beat it. We know we're going to beat it.
You're going to beat it.
Right. We're only sorry, but we have realised, and we had a meeting yesterday, because we like to have meetings when things are fresh. So we did have a meeting over the Christmas fair, suggestions, what we can do, how can we do better. This year coming up is going to be 30 years anniversary of the Trust. So hopefully we are going to do a special event. Unfortunately, we haven't tracked down actually which month in the year it was started, if anybody can give us that information. But we have talked about begging a venue, a lovely hotel, and having a ball or to celebrate and have all the people there who has helped the Trust.
Over the 30 years.
Well,
amazing though, when you think about it.
If we can, and making a big do of that. We did talk about September, maybe, Yeah, obviously we're doing other events leading up to that. That is
fantastic. But after the new year, I mean, are we saying now that the first major event will be the coffee morning?
We're obviously the 2 shops are going to be open, but we have taken a lot on this year.
Yeah.
So we're going to have a little break. February the 7th is our next big.
In the diary, please, everyone. In the
February
diary,
the 7th, the Merit Royal Premium Hotel.
Fantastic. Okay. All you lovely supporting people out there.
And it is the first Tuesday of the month because there's always been a tradition to have it on the second Tuesday of the month. Why the first Tuesday? Because the second Tuesday is the 13th. And that is the day before Valentine's, and they couldn't cope with us.
Right, okay. So just for this time, it's going to be the first Tuesday.
It's going to be the first Tuesday. That makes a difference to some people, honestly.
Yeah, it does make a difference. It does make a difference.
Yeah.
I want to say thank you very much for all that you are doing, and especially to you as well, Marion, for supporting lots of different charities and groups here, and for bringing them into us, and for bringing the bridge, and for sharing all this information, because some people out there might not know how important the work of the NCCCT is. So thank you as well also for,
you said things about me that I didn't even realise. I think that one gets stuck into life. I think one of my favourite things is it's a motto from the co-op in UK. It's all to do with sharing and caring.
It is, yeah.
And if everybody shared and cared, we probably wouldn't have the charities that we do.
Can I just say, after that last presentation, suddenly a little thought come into my head, how important the trust is. Dr. Sally actually reported in the local paper, not the Cyprus Day, the actual Cypriot Turkish paper, I can't pronounce it. That's it. His actual statement was that without the help of the North Cyprus Cancer Charity Trust, the Gurney State Hospital would only be a first aid station.
Wow.
That's how important we are to them. But that's how important our supporters are to them. It's not just us.
Yeah, what can I say? Can't say much more than that, really. Then that's just proving how important the work of the North Cyprus Cancer Charity Trust is, and anyone who supports this group, or any charity to be in fact, I don't want to put anyone else down, but if you do support a charity, pat yourself on the back now. Well done. Keep up the good work in the new year as well. But you never know when you might need to knock on the door of any charity, so please be giving, and I'm sure that you'll get it to return to you in tenfold in years to come.
Insurance policy.
Yes. And finally, let's remind everyone again, they can find you at the Heartbeat and at the Heart.
Yes.
Also, on Facebook, a lot of people out there on social media.
On the NCCT Facebook page.
Is that what we write?
Wendy Anderson.
Wendy Anderson. I mean, do you want my number?
Give out your number.
Who's got a pen and paper?
Yeah. Are you sitting comfortably, people? It's 0533 868 6078. Anytime.
And do we write NCCCT or do we write the North Cyprus Cancer Trust?
You can write the NCCT on the Facebook page. Okay. And I write that, and it's something's on there every day. I mean, can I get in the beautiful students?
Yes.
Yeah, Middle Eastern.
Before you do, have you got a web page, or is it now?
No, it's not, because I'm not that way.
That's something in the future.
Yeah, that's it. No, there is one, but unfortunately I'm not. We have got a new secretary on board, and when she gets into it, she'll probably be using that. But the Middle Eastern Technical University at Gazelyurt? Gazelyurt. Contact me a few weeks ago. They'd been given a community project to do. They'd found out about our little charity. They wrote to me and asked how could they wanted to help us. They wanted to raise money for us. I gave them a few suggestions. They phoned me Monday. I was at home having a day off after the weekend and everything. They had to meet me at 3 o'clock that afternoon. Now, don't forget, I hadn't personally met them. I'd only spoken to them on the phone. So I thought, where can I meet them? Nobody else was available to come with me to meet them. So I thought, Cafe George, yeah, great. The big supporters of our charity. Yeah. Luckily, there were people there anyway. So I said while I was there, I was waiting for these students. They were the most beautiful 3 young people. It really touched me. One was from Iraq. One was originally from Syria that had moved his family to Kuwait. Beautiful young lady from Turkey. They'd been baking cakes. They'd been doing, as we call in UK, bobber jobbing, going around knocking on people's doors, trying to do jobs. They'd raised, I think it was 420 TL plus a Kuwaiti denomination, and they are ongoing raising money for the charity, and it just touched me to bits. It was lovely. Thank you.
Wonderful, amazing. What lovely stories. And with that, I think it's time for us to wrap things up. I would like to wish you and all your team Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Thank you.
A safe and healthy entry into 2018. Keep up the good work, and thank you for letting me be a part of the Christmas fair, even though I did look like a 10-year-old elf, you know, with some sort of...
You should be so lucky, Ducky. There's loads of women that wish they looked 10 or 20 years old, so rejoice.
No, well, because of my height, I do look like a kid, so, you know, I look now, even, you know, when I smile like this and my eyes were like that.
If you were taller, you would have been Baba Noel.
Yes, and fatter as well. That could have been Baba Noel.
Well, no, we can always give you a cushion, but apart from putting you on the rack, we can't make you tall enough.
I'm happy with the elf. I like this costume.
OK, you're booked for next year. That's it.
Oh, no.
Witness, Liz, you witness.
Yeah.
I have an agent. Denise is my agent. You have to go through my agent, please.
I'm your agent, right? I'm also your mother.
OK, Mother Christmas. Marion, also a happy Christmas and a safe 2018 for you as well.
Thank you.
Have a lovely year. And
so.
Thank you for being a good friend of everyone here in the TRNC, and especially of the North Cyprus Cancer Charity Trust. What a mouthful for me. Say it too fast.
We're thinking on that, actually. We've got an idea.
Got an idea? Well, you have to come back and tell me more about that.
New Year revolution.
Exactly, yes.
Ladies, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Go well and take care.
Thank you.
And can I say which camera's on? I think.
Well, they're all on. Start singing. We want to end the show now with a Christmassy tune from Marion.
Oh, no, it's not. it's We Three, and it's not.
Go on, then. You start us off then, please.
We wish you a Merry
Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Happy and healthy.
Thank you. We got that one in. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you both.
See you soon.
Thank you.
Bye.